Welcome to Pack. Scratch that. That was nice used car salesman voice.
No, that's good.
Was it good? It was good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Welcome to Packmates, a podcast about Magic the Gathering Limited, where we take a dive into the current limited formats. Packmates are a group of friendly card sharks that love drafting, hanging out, and going to FM. All right, Friday Night Magic, FNM. Don't forget to check out our socials.
Who messed up
Join the
FNM?
Discord. Links are in the description. I'm Ryan, your resident aggro expert.
I'm Robi, the resident Dirtle expert.
And we are the Packmates. This week we're going to talk some FNM and do a quick draft, right?
Yeah.
And maybe do some draft philosophies. We'll just see where the night takes us.
Yep, sounds good to me.
We're coming straight off rip for you fellas.
So Ryan, what happened to Andrew? Where's he at?
He's performing.
Yeah, he is performing. Andrew isn't kicked out of the Packmates. He's just a professional outside of being a professional with us, and is actually an opera singer.
Yeah, but if he does come back and wins immediately, then he will consider kicking him out.
Yeah. Like, he can't win 3 in a row. That's too much. He's too good.
Yeah, if he just comes back off rip and just starts bodying us again, he might have to go.
Yeah. But Andrew was actually performing in a legit opera, and I went and saw it. It was fine. But
nice.
Yep. So
yeah, I want to go see him sometime.
Yeah, it's fun. Alrighty. So
I've never been to an opera in my entire life. Does that shock you?
That does not surprise me at all. like I feel like there's like a hierarchy between us, like on how cultured we are. And like, definitely, I think Andrew's probably the most cultured, right?
Sure.
He's an opera singer. Like he's gone to Nova Scotia. He's like world recognized as an opera singer. Like, he was telling us about how he went to Nova Scotia to sing opera, which is insane.
Yeah.
Like, literally the most insane sentence I've ever heard.
Yeah. I went to Mississippi to play football.
Yeah. And I'm like right in the middle of you two. On the cultured scale.
I'm just
I'm kind of trashy, like you, Ryan. Like I've got a little trashy in my heart, but I'm also a little artsy.
No, I'm here for the working class. I get it.
Yeah.
You higher ups can thumb your nose at us all you want, but
yeah, but Andrew's opera was amazing. It was fine.
Nice, dope.
It was less opera-y than like I expected an opera to be. Because I went to operas as like a kid because my grandparents are like not from America.
Yeah.
So they were super into opera, and they used to take us as a kid. They were cultured.
Yeah, they weren't Ameritrash.
Yeah, like for sure. And so I went to operas, and I just like that wasn't really what Andrew did. Wasn't like what I remembered an opera being. It was like way more fun than that.
Yeah. I'm hoping I can go see him sometime.
Yeah, it's fire. Yep. So tell us about how'd you do in draft tonight, Ryan?
Second for I feel like the 1,000th time in a row. Like
that checks.
I just keep getting second every week. So I went 2-1 this week.
Better than my curse.
I had a fire deck, I think. Like I had 4 rares and 3 of them were just like bombs.
Yeah.
I had Surge Engine, which is the 3/2 defender that can become a 5/4 unblockable and can draw you 3 cards.
What archetype is this, Ryan?
Oh, I'm white blue. Just Azorius good stuff, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Not really flyers, not really soldiers.
Did you meet your quota of under 3 drops?
I'm very close.
Very
close.
Yeah, it looks pretty tight. Yep.
I have 17.
Oh man, that's
17.
That's why you got second, man.
I'm very close. At Surge Engine, I had Urza, Prince of Krug, the one that gives artifact creatures +2/+2 and lets you copy artifacts. I had the Autonomous Assembler, that's like the 4/5 assembly worker that you can prototype for 2, and it's a 2/2, and it can put a 1/1 counter on a assembly worker, which is itself, and it has vigilance. And I had Kayla's command, which it's probably the worst command, right? Kayla's command.
Yes, I think
Like it lets you put a 1/1 counter on something and give it double strike, and it lets you make a 2/2.
Made it pretty far to get to you.
It did make it real far. I was happy to have it. Like it was good. It I did play the Phoenix Vanguard, the 2/2 that like gets +1/+0 whenever you play an artifact.
That's not a very Ryan card.
I did play that with Scrapwork Cohort, make 2 artifacts.
Yeah.
And then Kayla's command on the Vanguard to give it double strike. And he had like no blockers. And
the problem with Kayla's command is that's a sorcery speed though.
Yeah, but it's still like a 2/2 and a counter for 3, which is fine, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, the Vanguard did 12 double strike, which was pretty good. Off that chain of events, and I just ended the game there, like because the cohort was unearthed. And yeah,
cohort's good.
Cohort's good, baby.
You
know what's really cute with the cohort? That the cohort's the 3/1 that makes a 1/1 for 4. They can unearth. Urza, when you copy the cohort, like it's disgusting.
Yeah, that seems like the dumbest thing I've ever.
Yeah, that's really good.
That should be illegal.
Like it's better than copying Combat Thresher.
Did you really
agree
need
or disagree?
Power Stone Engineer, Ryan?
Did I need what? The Power Stone Prodigy?
No, the engineer.
Power Stone Engineer. I liked it. Like it was pretty good for me. It was just a serviceable 2-drop. And like I had a bunch of stuff I could spend the mana on later. Like I had the Third Pass Savant where I could draw some cards. I had the Autonomous Assembler. I had the cohorts I could unearth. I had Urza that I could use his abilities on. I had Combat Thresher. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He wasn't the best 2-drop ever for me, but like, I recommissioned him once even, or like I put a counter on him and he enabled some attacks sometimes.
Did you ever recommission your Surge Engine?
No, but that's why I was running recommission.
That's dirty.
Yeah.
That's foul.
That's like the whole reason recommission's in there. Yeah. Right? Like
it's pretty disgusting in your deck. Like you could get the Zephyr Sentinel, the Airlift Chaplain, like you got a lot of good guys.
The Third Pass Savant's even fine to get back.
Yeah, even like
any of the flyers, like I have like 4 or 5 flyers.
Even Vanguard's kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean 3/3 vigilance.
He's okay.
But Surge Engine is terrifying.
Yeah, that's unbeatable. Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks pretty good, Ryan.
Yeah, it was good. 17-3 less drops.
Not in like an actual game. We played on Arena.
Oh yeah, I bodied him. Like
hardly. I missed
like,
lethal.
Guess I can't beat Surge Engine on 2, and like no.
And then he Surge Engine me on 2, and I couldn't deal with it.
Oh yeah, you did miss lethal game 2. Game 1, you did pull some fuckboy shit though.
Yeah, that's how my deck wins is fuckboy shit for sure.
What was your do you have any questions? Like my deck's pretty, we'll get into yours in a second, but like I had 2 desynchronizes. I guess one of those was like a machine over matter. Desynchronizes like to put it on top or bottom, the instance for 5. And then machine over matter is the unsummon for 1 or 2, depending on what you have. Which is almost always 1, right? Machine over matters, like almost always 1.
Yeah. Notably, Desynchronize has better stats on 17 lands than Machine over matter. I don't.
People are still sleeping on Machine over matter. Honestly,
I don't trust that stat. Like that doesn't make sense in my brain.
Desynchronize is super good.
It's pretty good.
Like
it's not. It's 5 mana.
Yeah, it's like Time Walk though. Like
yeah, like. And Machine over Matter isn't Time Walk. It basically is the same thing.
Kind of, like, but they get the additional card, right?
Extra 4 mana to put it on top. Is that really worth it?
I think so. My working theory is like we're kind of desynchronizing wrong. Like you want the aggressive deck with the desynchronizers, so they can't even afford to put it back on top to play whatever you just desynchronized again, and they just have to take a random crapshoot at getting like some card that's gonna put them back in the game. You know what I mean? Like so, like you just like I go 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. You know, you go like a 3-drop, but my stuff's all flying, and then you play your answer, and then I desynchronize it. And then you think, I don't even know if I can afford to put this back on top of my deck.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole point of Desynchronize. But yeah, the deck was solid. I'm a little sad that I lost, but I deserve to lose. I made some play mistakes and did some things that I shouldn't have. So took some risks and they didn't pay off. You know, sometimes those those risks pay off. Like I scattered raid a mana rock, and if I would have just saved the scatter raid to counter the actual big thing, it would have been good. But like I thought maybe countering the mana rock would slow him down enough so like I could take the game over before he got out of hand because he's like kind of big stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it was just a risk I took, and I probably shouldn't have. But yeah, I chose to do it. Looking back, like hindsight, you know, it was a bad play, but at the time it seemed like it could have been good, so I just did it.
Yep, checks out.
Yep.
You looked good though. It did beat me.
I mean, they were close games. They
were ridiculously close. Like I was surprised, even that I put up as much of a fight as I did.
Oh, you were talking to me in game though. I think if we played like 10 games, it would maybe be.
I didn't miss lethal one game. Yeah, I've missed
maybe. Lethal. I think I had some mana up. Like
you had no mana.
I might have had some mana up. Who knows?
Did you have you had a blue mana open? Because I was playing around Machine Over Matter.
Yeah, but if I would have had the Machine Over Matter, you would have lost.
But like you didn't even have it in your deck, Ryan.
Well, but I was supposed to. You didn't know that, so you know.
Yeah.
No, but they were super close games. Like I do think if we played like 10 games, it'd probably be 5-5, honestly.
Yeah, I think
or
so.
Close to it. Like maybe 6-4 or something.
Like however many times you could surge in Jimmy.
like Urza's fucking ridiculous. Like
Urza's real stupid.
Urza's ridiculous. Autonomous Assembler's ridiculous too.
Yeah.
And like I had quite a bit of removal, honestly.
Yeah.
But you also had some good shit. Tell me about your deck.
So I ended up in mono blue. Like me and Ryan were talking about beforehand too. And like because we were talked about beforehand, like didn't want to go into it. Like I was super hesitant to go into it. But like I genuinely believe that like it was the best deck I could have built in the spot I was at. And I ended up with like a first pick Arcane Proxy, took a Disfigure second pick, like was looking, right? And I just started seeing Steel Exemplars in every single pack.
I saw them too. I was like,
for like 5 packs.
I passed 2 corrupts and then I started seeing Steel Exemplars and I was like, damn it.
Yeah, like I just saw Infinite Steel Exemplars.
Pack like every single they were pack 1.
Yeah, every single person I played against had Steel Exemplar in their deck for no reason. Like I was the only monocolored deck there. But like I started seeing them, so that kind of like moved me into it a little bit. I was getting Mightstone animations, and in pack 1, I tabled the Flow of Knowledge, and I was like, I guess.
Is that the only reason to go fully mono, the Flow of Knowledge? I
had 2 Steel Exemplars, an Arcane Proxy, and a Flow of Knowledge, and I had like only good. I was taking other like good cards, but my person to my left I was trying to put them in green because I noticed that they opened like one of the meld cards.
Yeah.
And I passed them the other half in pack 1 because it was like I took the Arcane Proxy.
Yeah. Arcane Proxy is just better anyway.
Yeah, I took it over that pack was insane. Maybe I didn't pass it in pack 1. I think it might have been pack 2. No, it had to have been pack 1. And then in pack 2, I ended up with 2 Urza's commands. which is insane. Yeah, like so.
God, those could have been mine because there's no one blue between us.
Yeah, and so I took both of them, and I was like, "Wow, I'm for sure mono blue."
Well, I mean, you don't have to be mono blue for Urza's.
I took 2 Urza's commands and a Hercule. Well,
That's
I had
insane.
this. Yeah,
I profited off of it in pack 3 too. Like I literally got past Surge Engine and Autonomous Assembly. Like,
that's insane. Yeah. I just cut blue pretty hard, and I was just taking the good cards I knew were good, and it just kind of like moved me into it. I genuinely believe it was the correct place to be though. Like
I just don't see like Flow of Knowledge and Steel Exemplars and like 1 Flow of Knowledge, 2 Steel Exemplars, and like a Retrieval Agent, or maybe not even a Retrieval Agent, but like can't be stronger than just playing another color. Like it just can't be. It's just not.
I was cut off of like basically every other color.
But like even like 4 cards of another color would have been better than a flow of knowledge and 2 steel exemplars, I think.
Okay, so I was prioritizing blue cards. Okay. I was prioritizing blue cards.
Right. Which, I mean,
I was picking the best
you
blue
don't have
card.
too many sus blue cards, but you do have some sus blue cards for sure.
Retrieval agent, yeah.
Retrieval agent, 2 bulwarks.
He was a sideboard. Bulwark's
2 bulwarks. I mean, they're
Bulwark
fine, but they're not like good.
It's not like amazing, but like it's fine. It's good in the like against aggressive decks.
Right? You didn't hit your quota of 3 and less drops.
I didn't. I know I didn't. The retrieval agent was sideboard. I had to desynchronize.
Oh yeah.
They sided out in game 1. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I'm just saying, like those 4 cards specifically, flow of knowledge, 2 steel exemplars and retrieval agents could have been like replaced with like disfigure and like 3 other random black cards that you had that probably would have been better.
So I didn't get 3 other good black cards though. Like I was
but
just
like you
taking
could
the good
have though,
blue
right?
cards.
Like you could have.
They were all weaker than the blue cards I was getting.
I don't know. Maybe.
I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe that like there wasn't enough.
I mean, there was some nasty green stuff that I know was making it to you probably.
I was giving away a lot of good green stuff, but I was giving it away for like the Urza's commands, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you were taking, but yeah.
Yeah, I was taking Urza's commands and like there was good rares in all the packs where I got good blue cards, right?
But like, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, do you think it's worth it to go mono blue just to play steel exemplars and flow of knowledge, or do you think like if you were to do it again, you would have just actively looked for like 5 better off color cards?
I think it was worth it, genuinely. But yep, that's how I ended up. I played a demolition field. What do you think about that, Ryan?
Yeah, I don't know why you'd play that, but yeah.
I used it. I blew up someone's Mishra's factory.
That's funny.
Yeah, like it's fine. I
mean, you might as well. You're monocolored.
Yeah, like, monocolored. Why would I not play it? I blew up someone's Mishra's factory, and I passed like the rare land to the person next to me, the green one that makes bears.
Yeah.
And I saw that they opened 2 of them. So like I was like, well, I'm gonna pass this, but like I'm gonna get this demolition field on the wheel and just put it in my deck.
That's hilarious.
And I actually activated it twice.
I mean, yeah, I think why not when you're in the mono deck? Like there's the land that makes power stones.
Yeah.
There's the surveil land. There's
it was good.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun to be able to
there's the other rare one, the green one, there's the white blue one, like and
if
there's
I was
just
playing a
dual
second
color.
Is it okay for me to play demolition field? Probably not.
No, probably not. I mean, but like is the demolition field actually put in work? Like not really. You know what I mean? Like
it did what it needed to, and it was free, right? Like it didn't cost me anything to have it in my deck. I did have like, I shit you not, in every game I played, I had at least one opening hand that was either demolition field or Tarkasha's dig site, and that was my only land. So like I was real cold.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely kept some real questionable hands too.
I never kept that, but like I can keep that, Ryan.
Sure you can.
Like a 1 mana non-island hand.
Like you have 15 islands in your deck. Like you could just run statistics super fast and know that you're drawing the island real soon.
But what if I don't, then I just lose, right?
I mean, maybe.
For sure you lose. Like like you say that, but then like I just go like 3 turns without drawing another land and just die.
Yeah, but like
it's not worth it. That's not
sometimes. I kept 2 one-landers and I won both of those games today.
Yeah, but were they on color?
No, one of them wasn't. I mean, I only have 2 colors in my deck. Like I didn't have any colorless lands.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
One
double
resistance. Do you keep a one-lander and Surge Engine on the draw?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. That's different. That's different. Like you have Surge Engine in your deck. Like that's your like number 1 win con, right?
I mean,
it's your best card in your deck, right?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Like there's a certain about 50% of decks can just not deal with that and will just die.
On 2, yeah. Like if you play it later, it's like significantly worse. I mean, it's still good, but like playing it on 2 is just like so scary.
Yeah. I did notice that my deck for sure had some real disgusting lines of like Stern Lesson into Steel Exemplar on 4. And that was stupid. That was real dumb. Like for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Really stupid.
Stern Lesson's pretty good.
It was really good in this deck, like having the Power Stone to put Might Stone's animation on. Like
it does seem like your early game was a little bit lacking.
Yeah, that was my biggest problem. That's what I believe. Like I think I needed combat couriers. Like I would trade my if you trade my bulwarks for combat couriers.
I don't think it's your bulwarks. I think it's like your tower worker and your
tower
worker
agent
for like 1 and 2 drops.
He was just there as like the bad Stern Lesson into Steel Exemplar.
Yeah, no, I mean I understand why he was there, but like I just think like mediocre 1 and 2 drops would have been just as good.
Yeah, like or just combat couriers. I would have loved to.
Yeah, I mean combat couriers are just
mechanics. That would have been
good.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
but
Zephyr Sentinel would have been super good.
Yeah, I would have loved a Zephyr Sentinel. That would have been
okay. So Airlift Chaplain, pick 1 for me. Pick 2 is Zephyr Sentinel or Overwhelming Remorse. That's the black instant you can exile something.
Zephyr Sentinel.
Yeah, that's what I took too.
Anyone that
Pack 3, another Overwhelming Remorse or Gurgling Anointer.
Pack 3, Overwhelming
Or pick 3. Pack 1, pick 3.
I don't know. What else was there?
Nothing good. I mean, those are the 2 that stuck out.
I would have taken a Might Stone animation. I'm way up on it.
It's good.
I just love to play shitty do nothing artifacts in my deck.
feel like every time I'm in blue, you're in fucking blue.
Yeah, because I open Arcane. Had to be.
You can play that in any color.
I know, but like it's best in blue. As soon as I opened the Arcane Proxy, it was like, all right, how do I abuse this? And so that's why I took like Disfigure.
Lesson?
No, Urza's Command is how I really abuse it. Like,
well, I mean, you're just playing Urza's Command, whether you have the proxy or not, but yeah.
Yeah, but like it's real stupid.
Oh, yeah, that would be insane for sure.
Yeah, and like that happened a lot, right? Because I have 2 Urza's Commands.
Well, you only have 1 Arcane proxy.
I have a substantial amount of Urza's Commands.
Yeah.
like, I have as many Urza's Commands as you have Scatter Race, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I thought this deck was good.
It seemed good when I played you.
I did so bad though. Like I ended up going draw, win, which is terrible.
5 points, baby.
I will say.
Undefeated.
Just as copium. I did have lethal on turns every draw.
Like you would have won.
Yes.
Play faster, dog.
Whatever.
Every time I play, I'm like, I know Robi's going to turns. I can take my time.
Whatever. We never go to turns.
Me and you don't, yeah.
Yeah, we play.
I mean, sometimes you just go to turns. Like sometimes people play like ridiculous cards that should never be played, like Retrieval Agent. You know what I mean? Like, and you have to read what it does because it shouldn't be seen play at all.
To realize that nothing in your deck can get past it. Like
no, just to realize like, oh, if I lose to this, I'm gonna literally be.
Agent's fine. It's terrible, but like it's not that bad. It's a
you know what the best card that like the card that really got me in the championship? Tower Worker.
He's kind of good.
Like I had a ton of flyers and none of them, like one of them could get past Tower Worker.
He's kind of good. Like I'm not that down on him.
Yeah. He was good against me. Like he's not good against a lot of decks, but he was good against my deck.
Yeah, I will say like the only way I really won games was like Steel Exemplars. Not even because like it just like traded with everyone else's Steel Exemplars. Because for some reason everyone just had Steel Exemplars and could just cast them. like without being monocolored, which felt super bad to me.
Yeah, you used to fuckboy shit with your Might Stone's animation and Urza's commands.
That was foul. Yeah, that was the dumbest thing. That was like the best use of it was putting Might Stone's animation on the construct that you make, the 0/0 artifact that gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control, and then making a Power Stone. Or I also used the -2/-0 as a combat trick to trade with other Steelcraft Steel Exemplars. But yeah, it was stupid.
Yeah, -2/-0 to your opponent's thing seems pretty good.
Yeah, it like
messed up cats, dude.
That won me a lot of games. Was doing that.
Yep, but a fun draft.
Yeah, I hate Hercule.
Did you play him?
Yeah.
Why is he terrible?
I fucking don't like him. He's just annoying. Like
I mean,
that'll
Hercule.
make you go to time. like having Hercule in your deck will make you go to time. Because your opponent has to sit there and read it for 5 minutes, and then they have to ask you what it does because it's a novel that doesn't make any sense. And then you have to explain.
It does make sense, but like, yeah,
it's stupid.
It's fine.
It's dumb. One thing I did notice is you can I played an energy refractor.
Yeah,
and I was able to
get a tower worker.
Yeah, get
right?
get a different thing. Yeah,
an artifact creature, right? Like because it's an artifact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like if you play a tower worker, you can't get a steel exemplar. It's only non-creatures.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
That's unnecessarily confusing.
I mean, if it was like if it counted every time you played an artifact creature, it'd be like the most busted rare in the set.
Like not really.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, it was mid. It was kind of good because I had like all the card types, right? But
yeah.
Except like sorceries. I don't think
enchantments.
I don't think I have a single sorcery.
And you had a bunch of instants. That's fine though. You don't have to have sorceries. You just want instants and you want stuff that matches, right?
Yeah, instants, lots of artifacts.
Instants, artifacts, and enchantments.
Yep. And lots of enchantments randomly. Yep.
Yeah, you had like 4. Right?
The weak stone subjugations and the might stones animation.
Yeah.
Yep, it was cool.
Yep. Fun draft. Cool. Second for the millionth time, so I need to work on myself, I guess.
I got 4th. I was undefeated though. Ryan should be beneath me.
That's not how draws work, dog.
He was defeated. I was not defeated.
One day I'll teach you how
even fully killed
match points work, but maybe that'll be another day.
If we would have played in person, I think it would have been a coin toss.
If we would have played first,
you might have just outplayed me. But yeah,
my deck buzzed the first 2 games. My deck felt super good.
Mine was so bad because I like mulled to 5 a million times.
Yeah, you would have lost mulling to 5 on me in my first 2 games for sure. My first 2 games were just insane.
My other ones were like I could go like turn 4 exemplars, like pretty stupid.
Yeah, your deck definitely had the potential to beat mine. I'm just saying, like the way my deck played the first 2 games was like the best it played all night.
Yeah, I wish I had more threats.
Yeah, like I was just thinking if I didn't get those literally like 3 bomb rares, pack 3, my deck would have been garbage.
Yeah.
Like absolute just garbage.
Yeah,
But hey, find your lane, baby.
Good. Urza's pretty good.
I got a question for you. It's a super simple.
What's your question, man?
How do you draft?
That is a very contextual question.
Like, what do you mean by that? Like, if you could tell someone how you draft, like your philosophy on how you envision that a draft should go, the optimal way that you think to draft is, what would you tell them?
To just take the best cards in every pack. Like I usually try to take the best card in every pack, and I stay ridiculously open. I think I probably keep more open than you do, I think.
You keep more open than me. Andrew, I think I'm like between you and Andrew. So like, you know, I don't want to speak for Andrew, but like I feel like he kind of follows a little bit more old school than me, where he like follows the removal, right? Like he'll pick the removal early and then he'll go into the colors that the removal are in, which is what like a lot of like the old school people
I usually
do. You know what I mean? And it's good.
And I'm like,
and like you are like efficient creatures more so than removal. Like you just don't even value removal. And I feel like I'm kind of in between those 2 things. So like, maybe as a preface to like you saying what your philosophy is, like I can tell you what my philosophy is, and that might help you like kind of. So I think the best way to approach a draft, I mean, obviously you want to take the best cards, but I think the most important thing you can do is find your lane. But I do think there's value in finding your lane earlier. Like the earlier you find your lane, the better your deck's gonna be, right? But you usually don't like hit your stride until like pack 2. I feel like
pack 2 is usually firmly commit. Like I think that's our biggest difference is like you're a pack 1, pack 3 drafter, and I'm like a pack 2 drafter.
I don't know if that's fair, but yeah, I mean, so the way that I like philosophize like about draft and the way that I think like is the optimal way to draft, just from my philosophy, is you have a strong color in pack 1, with some branches. You know what I mean? Like you have like 2 very good red cards, 2 very good black cards, and like 6 really good white cards. And then pack 2, you kind of solidify one of those branches, and then pack 3, you obviously get the same color that you got pack 1. You know what I mean? So like the closer to monocolor you can be pack 1 with just like some strong cards here and there is good to me, because then the cards you see pack 2 can really like, because like you need to go 2 colors. You're gonna go 2 colors, but being just straight up 2 colors all the time is gonna miss you out on like a better secondary color some portion of the time. Yeah. And like it's okay to like splash like, you know, your 2 color bomb and not play those 2 colors too. But like
I feel like it's kind of different from
can
format
be for
to
sure.
Format too.
But I just think
like I feel like the last 2 formats we've had have been like harder formats for me to really get a hold into, because like normally I just try to build like a deck like that, like there's a set deck and I'm trying to find cards that like the most amount of cards in every single set deck that's already like solved for,
I understand what you're saying. Like you're trying to kind of be on rails a little bit, right? Like you're playing auto chess kind of.
Yeah.
And
but team fight tactics.
But
like
but like I'm saying like that's good and like you still do that, but I'm saying like you don't take those cards pack 1. Pack 1 you just want to stay like narrow while gambling on like good cards. So like you want to, like, for example, today I was like basically like mono white, but I dipped my toe into some black and blue. You know what I mean? And then pack 2 solidified that I needed to be in blue and not black.
Yeah, I was definitely dipping toes too, right? Like I took like an Argothian Opportunist. Like I took a couple like solid, super strong, like a Disfigure. Like I was taking other colors, right? Like it just in the end, it like kind of was like more. Like I think I was getting more value by like not.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'm not saying every single draft you have to be 2 colors. I'm just saying like 9% of the time you want to be 2 colors. Like there's rarely a good enough payoff to go mono in a deck in a format.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I had it this time. I don't think I had it the last time I did it. like the Ivory Tower. I think I could have went mono black
this week and crushed. Like I passed 2 corrupts and I passed you all of those tramplers and I passed 2 overwhelming remorses. Like my mono black deck could have been disgusting.
Yeah,
it could have been so good. The 2 people to my left ended up in black. But like, so my main philosophy is like pick a strong color pack 1, try to just kind of get into 1 color with branches, and also like be mindful of what you're putting the people to your left into. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's like the biggest thing, pack 1. And then pack 2, you get like some benefit, but pack 3, you just profit like crazy. Like a lot of times pack 3, you're just like drafting like 12 cards that are making your deck. You know what I mean? Like it's insane.
Yeah.
And that's just the payoff for finding your lane is there. So like if you think about it like that, if you think about like even like 12 might be a little bit ridiculous, but let's just say like pack 3 you're getting like 10 cards that are making your deck because you found your lane. That means you only need 13 other cards from the other 2 packs. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's how I draft. That's how I draft in a vacuum, right? Like I'm a human and things happen, but like if I'm trying to be as competitive possible, it's like 1 strong color with a bunch of branches and then figuring out where to go. That's my draft philosophy. So what's yours?
Just take all the fixing back 1 and play every rare you see. That's sometimes my philosophy. I don't know. It's kind of I change it up a lot, like because it'll like depend on the format too. Like normally I'm trying like end game being the most competitive I possibly can be. I'm like building a set deck.
Yeah, you let the like just have fun voice win a lot of the time. The just have fun voice in your head, like just take this card. It's gonna be fun. Just do it. I know you don't always, but you do it more than me.
I've been drafting. I do it more than you do, but like for sure, like I'm not always the most competitive, and I get more out of winning with bad decks than I ever do winning with good decks.
Winning with I like winning with the decks that people disrespect.
On arena, right? Like I'll try hard and there's money on the line. Like I'm trying to go.
I feel like I'm the opposite. Like I'll fuck around on arena and then I'll try hard in real life.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I fuck around on Arena a lot, but like definitely have some janky, horrible decks that I'll screenshot. Like, yeah.
Would you say you're like indecisive when you're drafting, or are you pretty decisive?
I'm pretty hyper. I struggled today. I had like the longest like decision that took me the longest between the Arcane Proxy and the
that's
Dabbing
tough.
Ape.
Dabbing Ape is so good.
Like Dabbing Ape is probably better. Like realistically, yeah.
Arcane Proxy is worth more, right?
But like,
like in real dollars.
it costs like it was like $5. I sold it immediately afterwards.
I definitely regretted some of my early picks today, but it worked out. Like I did find the lane that I was supposed to be in, but like with that being said, if my early picks were different, like I could have found a lane that was just different. You know what I mean? Like I just passed black good black cards, and people took them. But if I kept those good black cards, then like black would have been open.
Yeah, I probably could have cut green hard and then put my opponent in blue, but so I gave them a melt card that they needed.
You sealed the deal. Like this is the easiest. You're just like, I'm for sure putting this person in green. Like no questions asked.
Yeah. I saw the first half of it and then I was like,
I think there's like several schools of thought and philosophies, and I don't know if any of them are like better than others. Like there's one that's just like play around the bombs, you get past.
I think they're better in different
definitely
formats.
Some people are better in different formats, so that tends me to agree. Like but like I think all the schools of thought around draft, like that the majority of people are gonna do is they're gonna play around their like rares that they open. That's one of the thing, and they're just gonna force like whatever colors they get, right?
Yeah.
Usually that's like the worst thing, I think. There's people that think that they solve the format and they know like a color pair that's the best, and they're just gonna come in and force that. And I think anytime you know what you're gonna do before you draft, with the exception of AFR and Streets, is like not the best strat.
Yeah, AFR and Streets, that was correct, and it was like a minute. AFR. like those formats, like I love the minutia of like which red black cards force this week. Like I love like just going in and knowing like, all right, I'm gonna win because I'm gonna force this, and everyone else can like think they can beat me forcing something else, but like they will never get a good red black card. For me, like. Like,
and then I think I just kind of want to outline my thoughts of why I think those philosophies are bad. So like I think if you like build around your rares and the guy that's passing to you twice is in the same colors, there's no way you're winning that draft most of the time, right? Like if you
I've won many of drafts doing that. It kind of like this kind of goes back to like the format too. Like in Dominaria, you could absolutely do that. Like you could 100% do that. Like play an off-color bomb.
That's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm just talking about like you get a Rakdos rare early, like pack one, pick one, and you're just Rakdos no matter what.
Oh yeah, you mean like take a Rakdos rare and then you like only take red and black cards.
I'm not saying you can't play your rares. I'm just saying like you can't form your whole entire draft off the first pick, because if the person to your right or the two people to your right are in those same colors, like your deck's just going to be bad, and you if you don't draw your rare, you're just going to lose.
I think you kind of see that's where we like differ in philosophy, because like I'll take a rare and I'll build around it, but I won't necessarily be like hard committed to it, and like a lot of times I'll just splash it. Like if there's a strong card, like I'll just take it, and most of the time I'll end up playing it.
I'm not saying not to do that. I'm just saying like if your strong card is white blue, you don't have to play white blue. Like you can play white green and splash blue. You can play blue black and splash white. You can not even play white and blue and splash them both sometimes in some formats.
That's usually what
all I'm saying is like you don't want to just open your first card and say I'm doing this, like, because that's just wrong. I guess I'm just like it's not necessarily wrong. Like some cards are like good, but
some cards are like so broken that like,
and it's like a good way for new players to kind of learn how to draft is like they've opened a pack, they like pick a card and then they just do the thing. Like that's just so much easier to do than to draft like the hard way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The hard way is like taking the best.
No, not necessarily. Pack, right? Drafting the hard way is like more about curving out your lane. like, I mean, there's an article on it that I would recommend everyone read. I haven't read it in a long time. I'll probably go back and read it again by like Ben S. about drafting the hard way. And but like, it's just about finding your lane. And sometimes you have to pass a good card to help carve out your lane. Like if you take the best card in every pack, then you're not sending any signals that can be acted upon to the other people downstream from you. So you're not setting yourself up for
kind of
pack
like
two.
how
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If you just sat next to like two bots that took like the highest win rate, 17 lands win rate card, and they were upstream from you, you would like literally just flip flop so much that all three of your decks would be terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes you do have to give good cards. And that's why I like the stronger color things. Like you have like, and I'm just using white as an example. It can be any color, right?
This is a micro thing, right? This is a patented Andrew
I don't know that this is a patented Andrew draft technique, but
yeah, no, I just said the term.
But like that's why I like the white. So like if you have two cards that are competing, but you're in the strong color, say white, right? And I'm just using white as an example. It can literally be any color, obviously. But you have two cards that are competing, and one of them's white because you already have like good white cards. You just take the good white card and pass maybe the slightly better green card, and just know that like one of the three guys to your left is going to go into green because of that. You know what I mean? Like, and you be mindful of that, and then you throw them a couple more bones later. Throw them a couple other good green cards. Like it's fine. Because you don't want green cards anyway.
Yeah. So Ryan, how do you feel about double face cards? Do you look at your opponent's double face cards?
See them, but like I don't hunt them out. I do like try to like.
I do.
I mean, I don't
absolutely do. Like you absolutely can. Yeah, like you should be.
I don't care.
Yeah, I like to do it too. I wish we could draft face up, right? Oh, I love it.
It does.
That gets in people's heads. I think that intimidates people.
Some people like try to hide them real quick too.
I think that's wrong. I think that's actually like pretty scummy. Like
I think it's
to like hide your double face card.
Well, I think it's like
your thing. It's
human
public
nature. Sure. Like you just don't know that it's supposed to be public information too. Like human nature is like, oh, they can see this. Like I better hide it. You know what I mean? Because like in draft, you can't see anyone.
I've asked people to show me the back of their double face card that they put on the bottom. Like I've genuinely done that. Yeah. Like I've been like, yo, what was the back of that card that you just put to the bottom? Yeah. like that's wrong. I think it's super wrong because I
just think it's like human nature when you're drafting. Just like if you don't know that it's supposed to be public information,
like, it's against the rules. Right?
Yeah, but like it doesn't say in the rules that you just have to like show everyone. Like you have to put it on the top of your pile and then you can just cover it with the next card. Like
yeah, for sure. Like I just don't like when people put it on the bottom.
What I'm saying is like if you know the rules, that's kind of scummy. But if you don't know the rules, it's like human nature almost. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't just assume someone's scummy because they did that. I would just assume that they're maybe not. They just aren't familiar with how it's supposed to work. Because I think when I first started using double face cards, that's what I would do. I didn't know that it was public information. Like I had been drafting on Arena forever. I never did. You know what I mean?
That yeah, I guess I just knew. People told me,
but
yeah, that kind of influenced my decision to take Arcane Proxy. Was the double face card?
It is a little bit scummy when you see a double face card that someone took when you're on pick one though. Still, when you haven't made your first pick, but you're evaluating other people's first picks, like I feel like it should be because like you shouldn't have that information yet. Like in theory, everyone makes their first pick at the same time. In practice, because it's like would be super annoying if we did it. And like obviously, like you can't help it if you see it. If you see it, you see it, and if you do see it, it's gonna influence you. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, definitely did. I couldn't help but see it. Right? Like
trying to get an edge, but like in a perfect world, like that would be frowned upon, right?
My decision to take a blue card and just let them have green. Like it wasn't like I was like cutting them or doing anything malicious.
But, it like definitely influenced what you're gonna take. I feel like. Like, but again, you can't help that. Like, if you just see someone slam a card and you're just like, and you look up, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how the world works.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yep. What else we got, Ryan? I just don't have very much to say. I think
you were inputting quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we could do a little more. Yeah.
Okay. So the other, The other philosophy that we've talked about was when you just think a color's good, and I think, and then you just go draft that color, and that's usually not right. But in some formats it is, like AFR and Streets, right? But in the majority of formats it's not, because like AFR and Streets feel like the only formats where that was correct in like the last 10 years, even though they happen to be like in the last 2 years also. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
but there's some formats where that's correct. But anyway, anytime you're just like going into the draft trying to force something, like the same thing could happen. The people to your right could be in the same deck as you, and you're just not going to do as good as them.
Yeah, you're like straight up playing bad creatures.
Yeah.
Like I see a lot of people play like horrible, terrible creatures because all their removals in one color.
Right. And removal can be like a crutch, and it can make bad decks good. Right? Like,
yeah, for sure. But like you can have too much. Like people don't ever realize that. Like, and like you'll hear old people you'll hear the boomers at the table be like, you can never have too much removal. Yeah.
And that's how it used to be when people were playing, vanilla 3/3s for 4 like, Hill Giants, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the case anymore. So removal's like another way of just forcing, I feel like. Because you just get the removal so early that you force. And oftentimes, like, your deck will be good. Like, it'll be fine, and you could even win some tournaments doing that for sure. But I think that's not the most optimal way to do it. Because, like, I don't think you really start to see signals until pick 5 or 6. What do you think's more important? Like having a better best card than someone, or having a better worst card than someone? Like, yeah, me too. Like my worst card's better than your worst card, or my best card's better than your best card.
It depends on the
format, I'm just saying in general, right?
Though. Like in in Crimson Vow, like your best card is like
Crimson Vow was different. Like, I mean, every format's got its nuances, right? But I'm just speaking philosophically.
Like, I think the nuances are pretty. Like, they aren't even like nuances; they're like drastic differences in the way you have to approach the formats. Like, that's why it's hard for me to just like give someone my draft philosophy.
Yeah, I mean,
right. Like it really depends on the format. Like some formats, like it's more important to do other things, and like some formats, you should just take all the duels.
Yeah, but like I feel like I don't know. Like I feel like you could give me any format and tell me to draft like Robi, and like I could do that. You know what I mean?
And you could give me any format and draft like Ryan, and just
yeah.
Yeah, it's like not fun to me though.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like philosophically, some things still stick.
I don't feel comfortable too. Like, I don't feel comfortable drafting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way if I draft like you.
I draft like Ryan. Yeah, I'm sure we both feel the exact same way at the end when we like look at our pile of cards and be like, "This is garbage." like at least like when I draft myself, I'm like, okay, this is garbage that I know how to pilot. like that I'm gonna beat people with, and they're gonna be upset. like yeah, I know which cards like I know how to play, right? But they aren't 2/2s for 2. Like
yeah, I don't know. I mean, you guys put me in this box that I only do aggro, but I think I legitimately think I'm the most versatile out of all 3 of us.
I bet you think
I'm more cultured when it comes to drafting.
I bet you think.
Like you just do one thing, and it's whack. It's whack.
I don't do one thing.
I know you don't do one thing, but like in Dominaria, you legit did one thing.
I tried doing that one thing, and then it just like
but like win. You just like things.
Like I just
you're like the kid from
I see
you
the
see
code
things that aren't actually there. You know what I mean? Like
I see the code to the Matrix. You're just the sheep, right?
We just all value so differently. It's like, crazy. So you'll just see some stuff, and you'll just be like, "How is this still left?" And then you'll like pass me the exact same pack, and I'll just look at like 3 completely different cards and be like, "Yeah, this is ridiculous." You know what I mean? Which is dumb, but
yeah. Like, oh yeah,
it is.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we're
how
good.
Much.
You want alpha of the week since you're undefeated?
We might have to.
Robi's our alpha of the week. He's undefeated.
That's hilarious.
Didn't lose a single game. I still got 4th.
I did not lose. Technically, Ryan was 2-1.
Second.
which if you think about it,
I did get defeated. I did lose.
Nobody was able to defeat. I didn't even place.
You did get fourth. Like, but
you know,
the thing after. No, you got fourth.
You got fourth? What? I got fourth. Yeah, I got fourth out of 8 people.
Aren't 8-man pods, like 8-person pods, so great though? I love it.
Hate it.
8-person pods are so
I like the chaos of like 6-man pods and like 11-man pods. I feel like I thrive in the nonsense that ensues in those pods.
Well,
I feel like my draft strategy works way better in 6-man and 11-man pods than yours
because
does.
like in 11-man pods, it's just you can't table anything.
You get nonsense.
It's way harder to get information. I think that's like a common misconception too. Like someone said that to me today. They said like I can kind of tell what colors my 2 neighbors are in, but I can't project what colors people are in like 3 spots away from me on either side. And like no one can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's why like I emphasized earlier is to remember like the best 3 cards you're passing, because you don't know what other cards those people have. But if you know what the best 3 cards you're passing are, like those 3 people are going to take 2 of those 3 cards.
Yeah, I think double face cards are kind of a cheat code too. Like those are a cheat code. Like use that. Like if you see somebody getting that, like you have a pretty good idea.
But I mean, do you think that's a fair assessment? Like you don't ever know for certain what the person to your left is passing, because for all you know, they could have opened a bomb pack 1 and just passed the stuff that you thought they were going to take. You know what I mean? Like you never actually know.
Yeah.
But like you have an idea of what the people to your left should be taking.
You have an idea of like what's not like being taken and like what cards people are taking.
Yeah, be mindful of the signals you're sending, and that's how you like profit packs 2 and 3, I think.
Yep. Or just take the best card in every pack. just be a opening hand win rate bot.
Nah.
That works sometimes. That does work sometimes.
Dominator United. Like it works in some sets for sure, but
it kind of did. Yeah, I did do like a draft where I just did that.
Every time you flip flop, you give your neighbors a chance to flip flop into your colors. Like, and every time you flip flop, you pass better stuff earlier. You know what I mean?
Some people are better at flip flopping though.
I mean,
like I feel like I'm a good flip flop.
I'm not saying you need to fully commit pack 1. I just think it's good to like, you know, obviously the first 4 picks, like pick the best card. Period. Just take the best card in every pack.
Yep.
Right? Doesn't matter what color it is. Around pick 6, look at your cards, and you have, you know, in those, you're gonna have the strongest 6 cards that you're gonna have for that entire pack in the first, you know, 6 picks, right? Like all the rest of the cards you're gonna get are just gonna be worse than those 6 cards in general. So then, like, you're gonna have like 3 or 4 white cards out of those 6 cards, or 3 black cards, or 3 red cards. You know what I mean? Like, because other people are taking like other colors in front of you, and then you just be red, and then branch off into some of those other strong cards that you have, and then pack 2, find your branches. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm rambling.
You're good. You're good.
I'm done.
You're good. Yep.
I did have a question. One of my buddies asked, "Why do I suck at drafting?" You have 2 sentences to tell them why they suck at drafting. Go.
It depends on the person. Like genuinely, like that person has to come to me and ask that question for me to really give them that
said it's because you don't know all the cards in the format and you're not doing enough research on your own.
I think like that's like the mean like hardcore drafter.
Like if you legit want to be good at drafting though, like you have to. Yeah.
You have to put in the time, right? Like you have to really like actually do it. And that's like what's gonna kill draft.
I mean, I don't
think like genuinely like I think so. Like I don't know how much longer like
it's been
draft
around
will
forever.
Be
Auto chess is getting auto chess is popular. Like, people just like to do that stuff.
Yeah, but like the barrier to entry in doing it in person is insane.
Not though. Like
it's
sucking at drafting is the first step to like being good at drafting.
Yes, but like having like even if you're good on arena, like going to a real event and then just getting bodied by people like old timers, like will like put off probably about like 50% of new people. Like it takes a certain type of person to like suck and keep coming back. And I think it's like pretty punishing.
But like that's how every hobby is. That's competitive.
Draft is like specifically, like, I think it's like a very
I think it's the
harsh
same
environment.
like literally
it's
every
like a little
format.
more than
Like if you've never played a real paper game of Magic and you come in with a standard deck, and you're like, let's go. Like you're just gonna get bodied. Period. Same with draft.
Yeah.
I think the
It's
stuff
just-
that you learn on Arena is very good, and I think the learning curve is like a week or two max, like 2 tournaments, and then you're like up to speed. The differences in paper and Arena.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it is a very hard thing to get into.
Yeah,
though,
and I think the other big thing is like,
especially with draft requires so much more
I mean,
knowledge, right?
yeah, for the most part, like it's okay to go into it like at first and just kind of fill it out and like, but you just have to be like okay with losing. Like you just have to know you're just gonna go in and you're just gonna lose. Like you can't be delusional and think you're just gonna go in and start just wrecking everybody all the time because it's just not gonna happen.
Because people put a lot of effort into it. Like, obviously we do. Like, how much Magic content do you like consume a week? It's probably like 12 hours for me.
Oh,
like,
depends on the set and stuff and how much I like it, really. But definitely at least like 4 or 5 hours.
Like we literally go through and rate every card on the Excel spreadsheet. like that's intimidating.
Right, like, and they don't have to start off with that, but like, just watch a person draft or like. But like the best thing you can do too is like if you like just start going to FNM, and like people love to talk about why their deck's good, and they also love to try to help you fix your deck. Everyone loves that.
I do love that.
Right?
That's like one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, I love when people come up to me and be like, "Hey, what do I need to cut?" Or yeah, that's great.
Like that's why I'm always the last person to build my deck because I'm always building everyone else's.
And people love to do that, and like it's almost kind of flattering to get asked. So like, don't be scared to ask someone to help you. Like, because for every one person that won't, there's 4 that will. Like there are some dicks out there, and there's some people that are just assholes for sure. But in my experience, the overwhelming majority of people are great.
Yeah, we're nice. Yeah. We'll help people with their decks. Maybe
post it.
Maybe not Andrew.
Post it in the Discord, and I'll tell you what to cut.
Andrew Yeah, for
the
sure.
guy that beat me this week asked me for help in construction, and I like gave him some solid tips, and then he just bodied me. Like,
our boy.
You know, it didn't even feel bad to lose. Like it felt fine.
Oh yeah, I love it whenever you help someone beat you. Like it's fun. Like
it's better to like
whenever you
lose a fair game of Magic than to win a game where you feel like you got away with something. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel about it too. I think
I think the majority of people aren't like that, but we were gonna make more people to where they are like that. That's the mission. That's mine and your mission in this podcast. That's at least my mission.
Like making it easier for new people. Yeah, I think that's
the more people, the better. For
like
sure.
Our game can die real easy. Yeah. like if we make it not fun for people to come to draft, like people won't come. Like I think that's important.
Yeah, be welcoming, do all the stuff.
Yeah, I think that's like more important than
and right now with the group of people that we currently have, like it's just so fun to go to draft. Like you don't even care if you win. Like you just had a good time no matter what.
It has gotten like a lot.
We got pretty close. We go to each other's houses. Like you guys helped me move. Like it's amazing. Yeah. Like I didn't think I'd ever make another friend in my entire life, and I've made like 10. It's crazy.
Like that's like the best thing about draft, right? And like the other thing too is it's pretty universal, right? Like you can just go. Like if you have to like move, you'll like straight up like have friends, right?
Yeah. It's just a sweet, the sweet community, and some like don't get it twisted. There are going to be some places you go where the people are just assholes, and it sucks. Just find a different place to go.
Yeah, that's my first Magic experience was like that, like terrible. But it just like made me so mad that I just had to beat people. It turned me into a control player. like
it's just not worth getting mad about you. You know what I mean? Like you can be disappointed in yourself and stuff. It's just not worth it to be mad about losing at FNM. Like why are you mad? You know what I mean? Like you're just
don't play modern. Like
I mean, we want to be inclusive, but like,
just don't. Like modern is like not like ever gonna be fun.
Yeah, you're not friends with the person you're sitting across from playing.
That's where all the sweats are at. Like
it took
modern can be
it
fun.
took work to get us to where we are in our shop. Because we were at first pretty adversarial,
I do.
like everyone was. When I first started coming after COVID, it wasn't like this at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There were some.
Yeah, Robi almost fought someone.
Like the chillest person of all of us too, right? Like,
but like, just
that's
work
hilarious.
towards it, and you can get like any group can pretty much get there. I think like if you work towards it, like all it took was like I reached out to Robi and got his number, and then asked him if he wanted to fucking hang out, and then we talked to Andrew, and then we all drafted together at the bar next door after a draft, and then we started playing board games. You know what I mean? Like it just took a small amount of effort and some open invitations, and then eventually now we're all really good friends, I think.
Yep. But like there's a community there for everyone. That's what's nice about it. And then sometimes you gotta
drive out the bad ones. Like, and that's fine.
Like I think that's important. Yeah, that's
I mean, you don't want to like fight people out. Like you're not Russell Crowe.
Like it was like a borderline almost like, that. Like it wasn't.
Some people
that bad,
you can get to change too. Yeah. Like some people in our draft group have made strides.
Some people just don't know. Some people genuinely just don't know better, right? Like,
but like the community that we fostered now, like anyone outside coming in, like wants to like be cool. You know what I mean? Just because we're all so cool with each other. Like you just don't get like asshats coming in just being dicks to everyone anymore, because like everyone talks to everyone helps everyone, like, and we're just all having fun. So.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to work towards it, and it can be easy to just be like, well, this group sucks, I'm leaving. But like that's how our group was like 2 years ago. But we built it.
Yeah, for sure. Like genuinely, Yep. I think that's all we got for this week.
Yep,
go see Andrew's opera.
I hear good things.
I don't think you actually can see Andrew's opera. Like, I think it's gonna be over by the time this comes out. But yeah, shout out to Andrew.
We'll see him. Hopefully, he'll be on here. Hopefully soon.
Never forget Andrew.
He's gonna come
World
back
War
as
One
Alpha.
veteran.
I can already feel it in my bones. Yeah.
I hope not. we can only pray. We can only pray.
I can't let that happen.
The World War One veteran who was in the trenches on Christmas is coming back. So, yep.
All right, we'll catch you boys on the flip flop.
Bye.